Hey guys, what is going on? So welcome back to episode 11 of my little series of going from 0 to 100 million gold and a brand new character. Now, if you guys watched the last episode, this episode's going to be pretty good, I think, for us. So basically in the last episode, it was the very first time that we played on the new Blackwood patch. So essentially what that means is we were able to make a lot of money on day one of the patch. And basically right now our traders are filled with a whole bunch of stuff that we bought there day one and are hoping to make a lot of profit off. So I'm just going to jump into where we left off in the last episode, and we're going to see what has sold and how much money we've made. Hopefully we can hit over 1 million here in this episode, but we'll have to see, okay? So looking in Reign of Darkness, we had a couple of older Nizium motifs, Briarheart, Mace, and our Necrona Axes. So we've had them for a little while now. Most of our stuff's going to be in really Dynasty. So in here we had Legion Zero Helm, we had an Inferno Staff of Dark Conversions for 330k. That was a really big item, we got that for like 92. Obviously we got Celestial Bows, we also got Geomaphra Chests for 100k, we're going to sell those for 240. Now they're worth a little bit more, but we're going to sell them quite cheap. We got a lot of Dwarven Furnishing motifs now. So if you guys don't know, as soon as this patch dropped, basically these became available to buy for RIP vouchers from the RIP vendor. A lot of people didn't know that, so we've bought a lot of these for 100k and under, and we're trying to flip them for 150, near 300k for some, okay? We've also got one of our little Ivory Brigade clasps for 10k. Obviously a piece of Frostbite for 4k because you can get a clasp from deconstructing it. Ivory Brigade boots up for 15k. Some more old Arnesian stuff and some more platinum that we've had up for a little while there, so nothing too new from this point on. So in Map Masters we had a Mother Sorrow Epaulet for 10k, a Companion Shield, some more platinum, some circumplatings, just a couple of random bits and bobs in there. Obviously we have our Trinamax shields, old Arnesium stuff, and a couple more motifs and some grain solvent. A lot of Legion Zero in there, so hopefully some of that sells. And then in our Chili's guild, this is where we have a decent amount of our stuff as well. So we have a Maelstrom shield motif up here, some more Legion Zero, some more old Arnesium stuff in here. So we're really just hoping for some of the stuff to sell, but again, the bulk of our items and the real profit is going to be in dynasties. So basically we're hoping to log in here to have quite a lot of coins, so we're just going to look at what we have in the mail right now. Okay, so starting off we have 611k. Checking the mail, we sold a stack of platinum for 8k. We sold a treasure map for 15k. We sold an Ivory Brigade boots for 15k. Sold Celestial Bows for 30k, that was pretty good. We sold the circumplating for 30k as well. Sold some grain solvent for 15k. We actually did manage to sell Geomaphra chests in just a day or so for 240, so that was a really good profit of like 140k there. So we're quite happy with that. Sold our clasp for 10k, so that's pretty good. That means if we have more of those, we could sell them. Just sold a little random motif there, a little furnishing style. So here's one of our Dwarven things sold for 170. Another one sold for 170. And there's actually our more expensive one for 300 has also sold. So that's some really good profits then. So we got all those for less than 100k. And our Staff of Dark Conversions also sold for 330. So again, we got that for like 90k. So we're literally starting off today's episode with 1.8 million, guys. That's like a really big leap. Like in a day, basically yesterday, we made 1.2 million. It's just so much money just because a new patch dropped and we knew kind of what we were doing, okay? So that just sort of shows you how much money can be made and how quickly it can be made. Also, if I was on PC, I'd probably be sitting on like 15, 20 million right now. It just so happens that Xbox prices are really low compared to other servers prices. So the next thing we did was we went shopping, obviously. So we have 1.8 billion. We want to invest it in more items. We don't want to have empty trader slots anymore. We don't want to be sort of wasting our money having it sit there. So we actually found quite a lot of Maelstrom motifs hanging about in these trader for about 90k. So we're going to buy a couple of them. We're not going to buy sort of the less appealing ones for 90k because they are still quite a lot of them in traders. So we're going to be buying sort of like great swords, battle axes, things like that. We're not necessarily going to be buying one-handed axes or anything like that, okay? So something we did right away now that we have Blackwood and we're CP 160 is we went to grab a companion. So we just went for Bastion because basically I know where Bastion stands, so we went and got him. There's no particular reason. So yeah, we went through, we got him, and we're going to summon him. And now the reason this is so good is because any overland thing we're killing, like when we're doing dailies or bosses or leveling up, basically we can have a chance of dropping companion gear, and that essentially is worth a decent amount of money if you get the right trait in it. So you know, it never hurts to have additional money for free. It literally doesn't cost me anything to have this guy summoned, so it's just a chance of free money, so it's really good. Okay, so the next thing we did today was we went and got our Blackwood daily. So again, it's like day 2 of the patch here. So essentially what that means is all the furnishings and all the little motifs are all worth still quite a lot of money. So we're wanting to make sure we're making the most of that, and you know, your daily quests have a really good chance of dropping you a furnishing, to be honest. It's a lot better than the thieving percentage, so I'm definitely gonna make the most out of this. Also, just a little tip, if you guys actually can do dailies on more than one character, I would suggest it. So the percentage is definitely better from your daily reward coffers of getting a furnishing than it is from thieving. It's a pretty low chance, so if you can do it on multiple characters, I would recommend it because you get a lot of money basically. Okay, so now we did our dailies, we're just going to go hand them in and see what we get from the coffers, okay? So essentially in the first one we didn't get all too much at all, but in the second one we actually did get a purple furnishing plan. Now this is pretty good. Now this thing is probably worth about 300k right now, so hopefully the prices don't drop while it's listed, but it's worth about 300k right now as a purple furnishing from like one character's daily. So I'm actually really lucky to get that because we only have, you know, daily quests on our one character. We also got an Ivory Brigade class, which is worth another 10k, so pretty much like 310k there if we're doing our dailies, so really worthwhile, especially at the start of a patch to be doing those guys, okay? Okay guys, I'm just going to go over some of the stuff that came through there in the mail. So what we got there was a Stags of Sand shoulders, we got an exemplary Swift necklace, we got some Salzan axes there, so that's the brand new style from the new trial. Pretty expensive right now, we got that quite cheap, 60k, I'm going to try and flip it for 150, okay? We also got a Shield of Dark Conversions, very cheap. We're just going to try and flip that. We got an Inferno Staff and Mother Sorrow for 20k. An exemplary Triumph necklace for 10k. I actually got 2 of those and a ring for 10k each. So that was really good. Got an Evansteel Knight Pauldron for about 10k. And again, that's going to sell for about 50 easily. Legion Zero Sabatons for 2k we got earlier. Maelstrom Bow for 90k. Maelstrom Shields again 90k from that trader I showed earlier in the video. We bought a couple of more Dwarven things. So this is a bit risky because people are starting to catch on, obviously, that the Dwarven stuff isn't worth as much as it was for some reason. And they're all going to start figuring out what it was, but we're still buying a little bit of it to try and sell on quickly, okay? And of course, we just have some other little bits and bobs there, but I will show you everything at the end of the video on the traders, okay? So we are still trying to get our CP up, and we are still trying to get some skill points for, you know, later down the line when we want other skill lines other than combat. So we've been doing our daily random dungeons, been doing them on veteran to get undaunted XP. We got quite a lot of CP there, and obviously we've got a quest to hand in. So the aim is to get level 300 as quick as possible so we can do vet DLC dungeons and hopefully farm for either mask motifs or farm for, you know, just generic motif pages that can sell like Stags of Sands. So because we got Bastion and because we want to level up a little bit, I thought a good way to level up would actually be to go farm for Mother Sorrow Inferno staffs while having Bastion out, because we can also there drop companion gear. So basically we're going to get a little bit of XP. It's not great XP really, in hindsight it wasn't awesome, but you know, it's better than nothing, and we had a chance of making quite a lot of money, so it wasn't really time wasted. You know, we could have got a Mother Sorrow Inferno, could have got Mother Sorrow Epaulets Divines, Hands Divines, we could have got, you know, purple companion gear here. It could have sold for a couple of 100k a piece, so it isn't a waste of time. It's just that if you don't get something it feels awful, but when you do get something, like maybe you get a purple companion ring at some point, that's going to feel really good because it's worth a couple of 100k, you know. So after a little bit of leveling up, we decided, you know, we were a little bit bored of there, we're a little bit sick of that, and also the furnishings are still really expensive because it's like day 2, so we do want to make the most of that. So what we've done is we've come thieving. Now we're actually at a different location to where I usually use. We're actually in the Leyawind Castle right now, so there's no guards in here, there's no bounties, no one to really catch you, I find. So I kind of find it in this middle section of the castle, you can just sort of run around, do what you like, and it's a really quick reset as well. No force lock in the front door anymore. So it's a pretty good spot. So we're just running around here trying to get some more furnishings. Unfortunately, we don't actually pick one up. We get a couple of greens. I think we get 1 blue, but we really don't get anything of much worth here. So although we did spend a lot of time there, we didn't get all too much profit out of it. But again, we could have opened our first cupboard and got a purple motif for 500k. So it's just all about, you know, using your time wisely, and this is probably the best thing we could have been doing right now. We just didn't get that lucky with it. So again guys, basically what we did was we went and we stole a bunch of apples again. So this is our little daily thieving thing to get our legerdment up. So again, it's level 13 right now, it's very close to level 14, and we only need 19 to be able to actually, you know, be finished and be able to force all the locks really easy. So hopefully in a few more episodes we'll have that finished, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys what we have listed on the traders now, and I'm also just going to go over some things that maybe have sold in the meantime. So only thing really that sold was a Dwarven lamp for 190k. Now we listed this at the start of the episode, or around the middle of the episode, and it's already sold by the end of it, so it was really good profit really fast. So what I'm going to do now is just go over the traders with you guys and show you what level and stuff we are. So At the end of the episode, we're level 270, okay? We have 1.5 million in coins in our inventory, okay? So we're way over the million point, and we've got a lot of items invested in as well, so we're doing really well now. So in the Chili's Guild, again, we have a couple of bits of frostbite there. Now we're selling for 4k, just because basically it's going to be deconstructed into a class by someone with max crafting. And we also have a plate brick lightning staff up for 70k just to see if it happens to sell. And then after that in Chili's is just stuff we already had listed in previous episodes that hasn't yet sold, okay? So in Map Masters we have quite a few things. So we have a Lewin counter there for 120k, Shield of Dark Conversions for 60k, our brand new trial motif up for 80k, again a shoulder piece of Mother Sorrow for 10k, and then everything is just again just things that were previously listed at the start of the episode that we showed you, okay? So I'll not bore you too much with that. In Dynasty, we have a Triton necklace for 30k and Mother Sorrow chest for 40k. Now we find that for 10k on a different trader. We find a Legion Zero Sabaton for, you know, under like 5k. We're selling for 30. There's our Lewin Hearth now. We've actually price checked this and it's a pretty common one. So we're trying to sell it for 240, which is a little bit less than the rest of them, but we do want it to sell quite fast. So we'll put it up for that amount. And then again, after that, it's just stuff we had listed, so like Legion Zero and things like that. And in our Reign of Darkness Guild, we have a Mother Sorrow Inferno Staff infused for 70k. That's a pretty decent price. Stacks of Sand Shoulders for around about 60k. Again, that's a pretty decent price. We have our Celestial Staffs for 15k, and we have a couple of furnishings. So these little mushrooms we bought for 1k each. We're going to try and sell them for 5k each. Now, we probably should have bought more because this is quite a nice furnishing, but I didn't want to get stuck with a whole bunch of these in my inventory and then not sell. So we're just experimenting here to see if the achievement furniture is something we can make money from in future episodes. So that's pretty much where we are. We have quite a lot of stuff on the traders there, and we have 1.5 million in gold. So we're looking pretty well there, and we're also pretty close to level 300, so we might be able to get a nice outfit for the character pretty soon as well. But yeah, pretty successful episode, 1.2 million profit easily. So hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, remember to leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel for some more videos like this, and I will see you guys next time.